Hi everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this fall adorable shrug. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video yet, but all I know is that it's really easy, it's beginner friendly, and you can make it for any size, which I do give directions on how to make this for your size. And if you want to learn how to make this, just keep on watching. For this shrug, I'm going to be using the Loops and Threads Charisma Acrylic No. 5 bulky yarn, and this can be found at Michael's. You can use whatever yarn you would like to use for your shrug, even if it's a No. 4 100% acrylic yarn, a wool shrug, it doesn't matter. Whatever weight you want to use, go ahead and use it. For my shrug, I'm going to be using this 10.5 K hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. And fun fact, this is actually my great-grandmother's old crochet hook, which was given to me by my uncle, and I feel very blessed and honored to use this. You're also going to need a pair of scissors to clip off those odds and ends, and a yarn needle to weave in those ends. We are going to create a slip knot, and we're just going to tighten that on our hook. Now, if you're wondering, you can make this for any size that your heart desires for. You can make this for a child, you can make this for a teen, an adult, and you can make this for, you know, small, medium, large, and so on and so forth. My size is for a plus size. I would say 1X to 2X for all my plus size girlies out there. If you're gonna make this smaller, all you have to do is just do multiples of 3 plus 2. And just measure the top of your chest, and that's pretty much it. Really easy. I'm gonna go ahead and chain 59. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I now have 59 chains here, and I'm going to yarn over and put 1 double crochet into the 8th chain from the hook. And this means for any size that you're making. Like if you're making it for a smaller size, a bigger size, it doesn't matter what size you're making it for. Whatever amount of chains that you desire to get your size, you're always going to put 1 double crochet into the 8th chain from the hook. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this 8 chain, I'm going to turn that chain, and I'm going to work into that back hump, because I love the way my work looks when I work in these back bumps right here. So work that double crochet into there. And just to clarify, these skipped 7 chains right here, this is a double crochet and a chain 2 stitch right here, so this counts as a stitch. And then this is our second stitch. So to continue row 1 from here on and throughout, we're going to chain up 2, we're going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and we're going to jump to the 3rd stitch after, and we're going to put our double crochet into there. And then we're going to chain up 2, and then we're going to skip 2, and then put our double crochet into that next chain. It's kind of hard to see because I crocheted a little tightly today. And pretty much this is going to be the repeat. Is just a double crochet, a chain 2, skip 2 chains, and then work that double crochet, and then the chain 2, and you're just going to keep working that across this whole entire row. And I'm going to repeat this. When I come towards the end, I will come back on camera and show you what we're working with and what to do next. I've come to the end of row 1, and again, if you're making this for any size, you always want to make sure you end with 3 chains here, because if you don't, you have way too many or not enough chains, and you didn't do your multiples of 3 plus 2. Okay, so you will always end with 3 chains. For mine, I have a total of 19 double crochets and chain twos, and this is my 18th double crochet, and right here is going to be, we'll skip 2 chains, and then that last chain right there, put our last double crochet, and then that's how that goes. From here on in throughout, we're going to be chaining 5 for our rows. We are now on row 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to turn my work this way. Like I said, from here on in throughout, this counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. We're gonna never put anything here. We'll always be working in these stitches only. We will never work in the chains or spaces. We're always going to work directly into these double crochets right here. So we're going to put a double crochet into that double crochet stitch. Again, this applies to any size you're making, especially if you're making the 1 to 2x size that I'm making. And then you're just going to chain up 2 and then jump to this next double crochet right here and repeat that, putting a double crochet and a chain 2. So basically what we've been doing is what we're going to continue to repeat until we get the desired length that we want. So if you're making this shorter, if you're making this longer, just keep working as many rows as needed before we go ahead and do the neck opening portion. Mine, I do and repeat this row from row 2 all the way into the end of row 8, I believe. Yeah, I work until row 8. And then I come back and I show you guys how to do the neck opening portion, or whenever you get the desired length that you want, that is. Mine, I wanted it to be a little bit more shorter because I like the look of it. But you can make this as long or as short as you would like. No matter what size you're making for, please always make sure to always chain 2 when you come to the very end, when you're ending. Sometimes I was forgetting to chain 2 and my work was looking a little wonky, and it was because I wasn't chaining 2. So please do not forget, because I would have to tear my work apart, and I was like, oh no. I've come to the end of row 2, and you know how we skipped those 7 stitches? And I said that, you know, this counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. We're going to work into that T chain right there. So we're going to count 1, 2, and 3 stitches down. Okay, so this is what we have so far, you guys. We have 19 double crochets and chain 2s here, and we are currently on row 2. We're going to continue working our shrug until we get the length of the front panel that we want. We're working on panel 1. I'm going to continue to working row 3 all the way into the end of row 8. Again, like I said, if you are making this for a smaller size or a bigger size, you're working almost in a very similar fashion, just with different numbers, but it's like the same technique in the same way. And for my size, which is 1x, 2x, we're just going to work till row 8. And if you are a plus size girly and you don't feel comfortable with, you know, this short of amount of rows and you want to add more rows, go ahead and just work up all the rows that you want and then come back to this video and we're gonna work the neck panel. But we're here at the end of row 8, and what we're going to do is start working on the neck opening and chain up 5. After we've turned our work, we're going to work 1 double crochet and a chain 2 into the next 3 stitches. And I'm going to explain this part in a minute. 1, 2, we want a total of 4, by the way. That's 3, chain 4. I'm going to explain this piece really quick. So you can make your neck opening as wide or as short as you want it to be. It doesn't have to be exactly 4. You can always measure how wide you want your neck opening to be. I like a lot of room around my neck, so I only did 4. If you're making this for a smaller or a bigger size, just go ahead and guesstimate and put stitch markers to approximately where you would like them to be and place them to your chest and see if that's enough room for you. So here we're going to be chaining up the amount of stitches that we're skipping here. We're going to be skipping these chains right here, and they're in multiples of 3, because if you see these 2 chains right here plus this stitch makes 3. So we're going to be skipping in 3 increments plus 2. We're going to be skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 times 3 is 33 plus 2 equals 35. So where I got the 2 from is because traditionally, if we were to have been working this pattern normally, I would have chained up 2 for this. So we want to compensate the skip chains plus 2 for the stitch that you're using to make the chain bridge, if that makes sense, you guys. If I confuse you, please leave a comment and I will explain. So I'm going to chain 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 34, 35. Now it's very important that you make sure that you have the right amount of chains, because if you don't, it won't work out in your favor when we go to the next row. So you want to make sure and go ahead and count that you have the amount of skip chains, so count them in 3s, and then don't forget to add 2. I have my 35 chains, and I'm going to double crochet into this 4th chain right here. I call it the 4th chain because it's the 4th chain from the last stitch. I'm going to chain up 2 and then work normally, putting a double crochet and then a chain 2. This is so much better than working with my nails, you guys. Oh my god, when I had my nails a couple of days ago, it was horrendous to work with and do anything with those nails. I really give kudos to anybody who can really crochet with nails, because I can't. It was insane. Okay, so we've come to the end of the row, and we're gonna put 1 double crochet into that top 3rd chain as we normally do. And this is what our work looks like. We have the 4 double crochets and chain 2s, the chain up bridge right here with 35 chains in total, and the last 4 double crochets and the chain 2s. So this was row 9, by the way. We are working on row 10, and we're going to chain up 5 as always and turn our work. And this is the beginning of our 2nd panel, and we're going to basically be working as if we were on row 2. So as always, this counts as a double crochet and chain 2. We're going to work directly right here, putting our double crochet and chain 2, and then jump right here, and then chain 2, and then work our double crochet and then chain 2. So here's where it gets tricky. You want your double crochets to line up in these chains. If they do not line up, then you have probably way too many stitches, not enough stitches, and you just have to reevaluate the amount of chains that you skipped and how many you compensated for them. So being that we double crocheted right here and chain 2, we're going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and we're just going to jump right here and put our double crochet and chain 2, skip 2 chains and then put our double crochet and then chain 2 and then just work as normal. Skip 2 chains and then work our double crochet and then chain 2 and then skip 2 chains and then work our double crochet and chain 2 and just keep repeating that. Okay, we've come to the ending of the chain bridge, and you want to have an end with 2 chains at the end. Do not put anything here because you would be adding an extra double crochet or an extra stitch in general. So being that I have that double crochet and chain 2, we're just going to jump to that next double crochet and then chain up 2 and then work as normal up into the end. When we get to the end, we have that 5 chain area, and we want to put 1 double crochet into that 3rd chain, which is right here. Also, don't forget to chain up 2. All right, we are going to row 11, and we're going to chain up 5 as always, and I'm going to turn my work. And we are going to work this pattern as normal, just putting our double crochet and a chain 2 into every double crochet stitch across. And this is now our second panel, so this would be considered our first row for the second panel. So this is row 10 and this is 11. And we're gonna work this row for my pattern. We're going to continue to work from row 11 until row 17 for my pattern. Again, if you're making this for a smaller size, a bigger size, maybe you want it longer or even shorter, you can make and adjust the rows as needed. And I'm going to continue to work this until I get my rows, and I will come back and we will finish the rest of the shrug. All right, so I went ahead and folded my work in half, and this is the neck opening. This is row 8, and when we come to the end, or when you get the second panel finished, what you want to do is when you've come to the last row, you want to slip stitch into this corner right here where this slip knot is. And then we want to chain 5. Okay, so our work will be considerably upside down, and now we're going to be working on our arm sleeves. So we are now beginning to work in rounds, and we are working on the rows in the round to create our arm sleeves. And this chain 5 will count as a double crochet and a chain 2. And we're just going to jump into this next stitch right here, wherever you can. And then put a double crochet and a chain 2, and then jump right here to this next stitch right here, and then chain 2, and then go right here with a double crochet and a chain 2. And you're going to repeat that around. Okay, so I'm going to continue that around until we get back to that chain 5. I've come to the end of the round, and I have 17 double crochets around, and what I'm going to do is chain up 2, and you'll notice that you have this right here, and I'm going to work through the space this one time, and then I'm going to chain up 2, and then we now have 18 double crochets. And I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 right there. And that is the end of round 1 for our sleeve. We're going to continue to chain up 5 at the beginning of our rounds and continue to put a double crochet and put our chain 2s through the actual stitches to create our sleeves. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to work in the rounds. This is round 2. I'm going to repeat this until I get the desired length that I want, and I will be back in just a moment. Alright you guys, I have finished my sleeve and I have done a total of 24 rows. And for the next round, what you want to do, and this is actually optional, you don't have to do this, but I like the scrunch look on the sweater, so then that way, you know, you don't have this super thick, wide cuff around your arm. We're going to decrease, single crochet decrease those 3 stitches together, just like that, and then jump straight to the next 2 chains and double crochet. If you don't know how to do a single crochet decrease, you just stick your hook inside of the desired stitch, pull up a loop, and then stick the hook straight into the next stitch, and then pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook right here, and stick your hook straight into the other stitch, which is that double crochet, and then yarn over and then pull through. So we have 2 decreases right here, and then we're going to continue to do that all the way around. Just like that. So no matter what length, what size you make, if you want that scratch look, all you have to do is just decrease the last round. If not, I mean, if you like it wide and round, that's completely fine. But mine, I wanted to decrease. It looks really cute. When I came to the end, I went ahead and chained 1, and I didn't slip stitch. I cut off my yarn, and I cut a good amount of size. I'm going to do the invisible finish off. And that is pretty much it. It is really that simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this shrug as much as I did. If you like this video, please don't forget to drop me a like on this video, and also subscribe to my channel for more content and more future videos. I love you, take care, and happy crocheting.